Welcome everyone. You're on the Elkaroo channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome here and welcome to subscribe. Elkaroo is sort of a music collab in Australia. We're doing original songs we perform live. We got a couple of home studios that we use, and I'm Roger, living in Melbourne, and you visiting my little home studio. Today, I'm going to talk about the David Gilmore sound and how I try to replicate it. I'm not saying I'm David Gilmore by any means, and the end result might not sound 100% like him, but it's pretty close. And I'm just going to go through some of the gear that I used and how I used my platform here, my DAW, which is Cubase, the plugins and stuff like that. So first of all, I surrendered to go and buy a Fender Strat. As you can see in the background, I got other guitars that I had before this one. This is my last sort of acquisition in terms of guitars, and it's a Japanese build Aerodyne with DiMarco microphone, so it's pretty good spec. It's built fantastic. Must admit, although I never really been keen to have a Strat, this is probably the best guitar I have now. And you can see in the background is not crap on the wall there. But I say in terms of playing, this is the smoothest, most playable guitar. It's very versatile when it comes to sound. This one doesn't have, it's not a super strat, so it only have single coil microphones, which of course in some cases might not produce the sound you're after. But then I go for another guitar with humbucks maybe. Anyway, coming back to Dave Gilmore, so I've seen a lot with him on the web lately because of his release, I guess, of his latest album, which I found pretty good. And I saw an interview with him on the Rick Beato channel, where am a frequent viewer. And I, I, I always loved his playing. It's you instantly recognize it. And of course, most of it sits in his fingers. But I wanted to do a little short version, a cover of Shine On You Crazy Diamond, because we probably gonna play it at the end of our live gigs as part of a medley. It might not happen every time we perform, but anyway, that's our plan. So I wanted to do a cover. I'm just gonna play you a little bit of what I've done so you can hear what it sounds like with all the instruments. I'm gonna make myself a little bit smaller. Okay, so here we got Cubase. There's a lot of synths involved here. I'm going to collapse that. Let's just listen to the beginning of the intro. And let's now focus a little bit of the sound of the Strat. So in this case, what you heard now is being recorded from the guitar straight direct into my sound interface. Now we're going to have a look at what I do with the guitar. So in terms of plugins and stuff on Cubase. Okay, let's listen to just a guitar with the effects. You probably heard that I haven't cleaned it up. There was a bit of rattling going on there. we look at what's happening to the signal coming in on the channel. So it comes in completely dry, going through the channel strip where I use a compression and EQ. So looking at the compression, I'm pretty, you could say, brutal there. If you're working with these sort of tools, you can see I compress quite a lot for being right onto the signal in the channel. But you can see here what's happening in terms of the compression in that middle column. And of course, compression, it's smoothing out the signal. So take away a little bit of that first attack uh, and then smoothen out, flatten any peaks and lifting any sort of valleys, you could say, of the volume. So as part of the channel strip, I then also have a high pass blocking out any rambling on the low end. Let quite a lot of the mid frequencies through, and then I cut a lot on the top. And after it passing through that, it goes into my insert plugins. So first thing I do there is that I shape the signal a little bit with the envelope shaper. And the essential part I do there, I smoothen the tape so the sound comes almost like you're pulling it out of the string. And then I lengthen the sound at the end. So once again, that adds to the smoothness of the sound. The second thing I do on the signal, if we look again, we can see that there's quite a lot of peaks in the mid range here, between 500 and 1500 hertz. So those peaks, I came down a little bit with, well, in Cubase, there is a dynamic equalizer called frequency. And I go in, if I change the scale here, you can see it a little bit better. I go in and basically cut down these frequencies in case they are very strong. I don't cut a lot, about 2 dBs. So, and you can see that happening if I play here. After it's gone through that in frequencies, I go back into a compressor. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of compressors available in Cubase, and you might buy plugin from someone else like Waves, but this is Cubase included. And I found it sort of quite good to generate old-fashioned analog type sound. And this one, again, I'm quite brutal. I got the ratio set to 8, which is pretty aggressive. I increase the signal quite a lot as it comes in, and I take that out on the way out, but it sort of makes sure that the compressor work quite hard. So let's have a look at these LEDs up here and see how much it compresses. Okay, so once again, smoothing out the signal. After that, I put a little bit of reverb on it. Don't need to go into the settings there. It's pretty standard setting. Just to get a little bit of, if I take that out, it sounds a bit dry. Switch it on again. And I round it off with an Abbey Road, the J37 type effects, which sort of create a sort of old-fashioned analog sound. Um, and yeah, funny enough, this tried to simulate the Abbey Road tape, which this original recording of Shine On was made. So what can be better? Um, yeah, so that's what I do with that. And if we jump into the whole thing, uh, I might come back to some of the other stuff I do there if I see that there's an interest for it. But I just want to focus on the David Gilmore and try to replicate his sound. So if you found this sort of stuff interesting, welcome back. Subscribe to our channel. We are Elkaroo. Hopefully, we soon got our t-shirts available to buy on our website. Our logo represent the connection between Australia and Sweden in terms of animals, the Swedish elk and the Australian roo. I'm from Sweden. I'm Roger. The other guys are Aussies. Okay. Cheers and see you later.